Okay, hopefully you all enjoyed those moveset videos. It is really late for me, but we're still going. So the Soul Map is finally out. Soul Map 0. I believe Soul Map 1 comes out with the Yamato slash the story expansions that are coming out, one at a time, but I think they're not on sale yet, at least at the time of this recording. But that's why everyone gets Soul Map 0. So when you first boot up Soul Map, I kind of clicked it already on accident, but I got the picture right here. So when you first boot it up, it kind of explains to you, and I'll just read it out loud with you, and we're gonna try and figure it out together because it is interesting. I don't know the best grinding method yet, but I assume probably the harder stages are the best because there is a specific way to get them. But we'll get into that in a second. So if you enjoyed all these videos, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to support the channel and myself. And let's go. So Soul Map. Let's read it. The soul map allows you to use acquired souls to further enhance your characters. Even characters who have maxed out their growth map will receive these additional enhancements. So that was basically what I made the video before already. It kind of just expanding upon that, basically saying, limit breaking. If you played Pirate Warriors 3, you could limit break characters from level 50 to level 100, and they would obviously, limit break and get way stronger. So this is, I guess, their version of that. It's just very interesting because they're implementing this 3 years later. But I mean, like I said, this game might just get the Xenoverse treatment. But let's keep reading. Reach each island and spend the required souls to boost stats and learn new skills. Stat increases gained on the soul map will apply to all characters. That's important. So what it's saying, at least from my interpretation, is that you don't have to do this per character. Soul maps in general are going to be for every single character. At least that's the way I interpret it. Obviously, that's why it says will apply to all characters, which is great to hear because the grinding method for this kind of seems a little rough. So it would be kind of insane if they were to say that the soul map was per character. But yeah, so let's move on to the next image. Okay, so here we go. This is basically how I completed I think this was the Strong-Willed Pika stage, because I was basically using that stage to do the showcases for all the DLC characters. But here it says, defeating strong enemies will award you with souls. Acquired souls can be used on the soul map to enhance your characters. So the way I'm reading into this is that any stage that has strong characters, or a lot of strong characters, are going to be stages you're going to want to grind and do. Now, I don't know if difficulty influences how many souls you get. I assume so, because difficulty influences everything else, whether it's berry or, crew points and all that stuff. So I assume the higher the difficulty, the more souls you'll get. We could maybe try that out here. I'm probably going to run through a stage or two. I'm probably going to cut it short because these stages probably run long. But I'm probably going to try the True Pirate Warrior stage, which is basically the last stage. And basically in that stage, if you played the game for a long time, or if you're new, the last stage in the treasure log in the New World section is basically the end-all be-all. You fight literally everybody. You fight warlords, you fight emperors, you fight, revolutionaries, you fight the navy, you fight, you fight a bunch of people, which, guess what? That's a lot of strong enemies. So I assume that stage might be one of the best. I don't know if, beating it on a harder difficulty is going to be easier, because that stage on its own, even on normal, runs like 17 minutes. But we're going to try that out. Even on normal, it is pretty tough though, so be warned. And the last image we have here is basically them describing the soul. So each soul rarity has basically three sizes: small, medium, and large, right? So souls come in 5 types: life, stamina, attack, defense, and skill. Using each type will increase the corresponding stat. The type acquired will depend on the enemy defeated. They come in 3 sizes, like I already mentioned. Smaller sizes are more common, while larger ones are less likely to appear. Again, this is going to take a lot of testing. Maybe people that are better with like math and stuff can, grind a bunch and get all the data. Maybe I can try that out too, but we'll see. But so from what it looks like, maybe the harder the difficulty or the higher the stage in general, like the level requirement, or like to suggest a level, like the New World treasure log stuff, maybe the higher the level requirement, the more likely it is for them to drop bigger. I don't know that. That's not confirmed, obviously, but that's just kind of like, the logical assumption you would get if you see a a stage like that. A good stage that I might also think about that might could work are the stages where you basically have to get a certain amount of berry before you complete the stage, or like they allow you to complete the stage, so you can just run around and defeat a ton of strong enemies because they keep spawning in until you and your the three other players or the CPU have a total of like, let's say, 2 billion berries or whatever it's called, right? So those stages might also work pretty well, but I'm not sure yet. So we're gonna test out a couple stages now. What is interesting here, obviously, look, I haven't touched Luffy, Zoro, or some of these characters that I have maxed out. For some reason, they already look like they got some type of buff. Like Sanji, you can see the attack stat for Sanji looks like it's, so that's how it's going to be visualized. Like basically just going to be another bar on top of the old one. Now again, I'm not entirely sure why some specific characters already have it, because Kaido for me is filled out, so is Katakuri. So I am not exactly sure why they're filled out, because I think there is Oden. No, Oden's not. Obviously, these are there, but yeah. So you can see there. We're gonna take a look at their map in a second here to see if there's anything that got filled out, from what I know. But yeah, for some reason, Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy all have the like stat a little bit buffed up. So I'm gonna use Yamato for this stage because obviously I think Yamato. I'm just gonna use Yamato because Yamato's the most leveled up one. Probably my favorite character so far of the new batch. Let me know who your favorite character of the batch is so far. My thing with Luffy is a little, I want to say he's disappointing, mainly because of the whole like basically entirely reused moveset, and they took away Gear 4, which is, I made a moveset video that I thought they were gonna do. I gave them some hope where they were gonna do, let's do the Thunder Bagua, and interesting too, Yamato does not have Conqueror's Haki, even though Yamato does have it in the manga and anime, but it is what it is. I just do the Narikabura arrow, sure. Obviously the human beast, and what do I have here? I'm just gonna leave it like this. I don't think there's any specific skill to add on to the, to make souls come out quicker, but let's get into it. So again, I'll probably speed this up and maybe cut out a bunch of this because this stage is gonna take a while. So obviously this is what the soul map looks like. Obviously we got up to 50. So I was hoping that this batch upgrade thing, which looks really, really handy, would have been also for the actual base map. I guess I was wrong, which kind of blows because it's still very tedious to actually like go one by one with these things. But let's take a look at Luffy, right? So why does he have, yeah, there's nothing completed here. I wonder if that's a visual glitch with the update or something, because it's only specifically, it's like the monster trio. It's him, Sanji, and Zoro that have like a slight buff in one of the stats. It's weird. But anyway, so they don't really have anything. So I switched to Kaido because I got my ass beat with Yamato. Crocodile kind of beat my ass, so we're just going to run through this with Hybrid Kaido. I mean, this is insane, dude. Like, Kaido was already really strong, but getting a speed type version of him, dude, is actually, like, insane. It's nuts. He just destroyed, like, someone over there made a mistake making this character, man. I think he might be the strongest. Again, I gotta be careful because, I do take damage still, but I flinch less, but like, I don't know, man. Like, the way I break guard is actually kind of nuts. How fast it's original Kaido on like 1,000, basically, right? This is lore accurate. What would happen if the three admirals were to face Kaido? I don't know. Don't worry, Admiral fans. I know. I'm just joking, but oh shit, I gotta be careful. Yeah, I gotta be careful because especially these cats be doing crazy damage. Like, just gotta like stick and move. I love, by the way, I mentioned it in the moveset video where like I put the text up. I love. I said that they would give him like a special for that move, but I'm still glad they included it in some way, shape, or form. The Hakai, I think it was called, basically, where him and Big Mom combined their attacks to do like that crazy move that Zoro blocked. right? Like that part was actually kind of crazy. Oh damn. Okay, gotta be careful. Hockey controls all. Okay. Okay. Good thing I left it there. Oh. Oh, that hurt. Oh, I'm just panicking now. I gotta get this over, but I'm not trying to restart this thing. It's just way too late for this. Yeah, see that? That did a ton of damage. Okay, we got this. Boom. We are truly the true pirate warrior. So, after hopefully the super cut up version of this, let's see how many souls we get. Because this is probably the stage where you fight the most, or one of the best stages to fight a ton of enemies. But like I said, though, the grinding on this stage is going to be kind of tough. Tough in the sense of a lot of time, right? Especially depending on how much they actually give us. Then you gotta wait for all of them to congratulate you. It's pretty much like the Evangelion like meme. Congratulations. Damn, I got an A rank? Sheesh. Yeah, so obviously with that you also get a ton of good medals. But let's see. Damn. Oof. Okay. So we got one. We got 11. We got 11 of these. Wow. Okay. That's okay. I'm gonna have to experiment a lot more and see what stages are the best then. Because if this is all you get for this one on this difficulty, let's see how. Yeah, I mean, you could tell how much. I mean, I do like him a lot. I still gotta go back to him, but. Eesh. But let's go to Yamato. Actually, a character that's leveled upward. Let's go to regular Luffy, and let's look at his soul map, and let's level up if we can. Right? Okay, so we can, and that's about it. Because the other avenues are. I mean, well, I forget that it's for everyone, right? Wow. So I only had one of those, man. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be the initial impressions of this soul map thing. So far, it seems like the grind is going to be kind of crazy. We're all going to have to experiment and find the best stage, to be honest, and then, help each other out either in the comment section or what have you. But this thing seems pretty intense with the grind. However, this is assuming that this is the only way to get them. With this new Yamato DLC thing coming out, and maybe potentially, I don't know if they're going to be more treasure logs or whatever. Because I assume if they're going to tell you to break the level cap for all these characters, I assume that I would hope anyway that they release new stages, right? Harder stages. So I am assuming that maybe, hopefully, they actually, those new stages are easier ways to grind all these things, right? All these, souls or whatever. But yeah, so that's my initial impressions and trying to help you guys with the soul map. I know we're all kind of in a loss and trying to worry about it, but I think we will get more as we progress with these story DLCs. So it's honestly, it's a learning progress. The more better stages we find to grind, the more we can help each other out as a community, because that's what I kind of want to strive for. So if we can help each other out in the comment section, I would appreciate that. You can even help me out, and then I can make a video on it, and then give you your credit, and then maybe obviously that'll help other people looking to fill this thing out. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching all these videos tonight, and stay tuned for more coverage on this DLC pack and the upcoming DLC pack. Love you all. Have a good night.